It's your boy Salim from Notorious Reactions, reporting live from Miami, Florida. I've been on this little trip for about 5 days, and I wanted to do it because even though I don't like traveling, I thought it was important to have an actual point of reference to traveling and to see how things go when you're not in your area of residence, right? Because it's easy to make assumptions based on what you see online, but to live it is another thing. And you know, we talk about a lot of things that have to do with social injustice, with social situations and dating and all these things. And actually, one thing I've noticed is because I met people while I was here, right? People that I didn't know because I traveled alone, and I wanted to kind of live this experience. And one thing I've realized is there is a point that's true that people talk about online, is that a lot of guys have a hard time having a good time without involving the opposite sex. And you know, of course, you could dissect it and get to the root of it, but the first thing I want to address about that is how much it chips away at your happiness and your conscience, because you can actually you can't enjoy yourself because your only goalpost or the only barometer that you have just saying that you had a good time when you were doing something is that for a lot of you guys, for a lot of men, is whether or not they got cooch, whether they got a girl, whether they danced with a girl, interacted with a girl, or just flirted, right? If that's the case, then yes, they had a good time. If not, then it was a bad night because they spent money but didn't enjoy themselves. And that's a very, very negative way of seeing things, you know? And somehow, some way, the goal is for you guys that are watching to find a way to not care anymore and to really enjoy yourself. And I say that because I met a nice guy that he's a loving person, but he seemed to have issues because his only worry when we were together and we did activities together, we visited the city together, was to get girls constantly. And even if it's the case, even if you are trying to get women, you have to put it in your head that should not be the goal. And he was asking me, like, you know, without saying it, like, why are the women that I meet not down? It's because they could feel the hunger. They could feel the fact that you need them, and that's not attractive for anybody, right? And he was seeing me conversing with them, and he was like, oh, she wants you, this and that. It's not that she wants me, or at least that's not what I think. It's because she can sense that I don't give a fuck about the outcome. I'm not here talking to her because I want something out of her. I'm genuinely involved in the conversation, and I'm trying to know more, and that to me is attractive, you know, on both sides. And I say that because now I apply that to all areas of my life, and I've never had such fulfilling interactions and relationships than since I've started to implement that. And I wish I could wish that for all you guys, because what you want, what you seek beyond that conversation and interaction with the woman, the sex, is not nearly as fulfilling as you think it is. And once you get it, it's the same regardless of if it's a different woman. So you got to go deeper. And it brings us to the topic of conversation, which is the fact that a lot of guys are slaves to their nature as men, right? And that's what differentiates us from animals as men, is because yes, we have primal desires. We want things innately because we are animals. But what differentiates us is the fact that we can be conscious of our desires and willingly decide not to partake in it, not to be slaves to our desires. And a lot of you guys are stuck in a loop that you haven't realized that you are in, and you have to fight it. Because beyond and behind that loop is your true self, bro. No amount of coochie is gonna make you happy, bro. No amount of coochie. No feeling of being better, of being the man because you got girls, is gonna make you feel good. So the sooner you realize that, the better you're gonna be off. You know, I'm walking in Little Havana, full of people, full of Latinos that don't speak a lick of English. But yeah, and I wanted to talk about that because that's like the main concern, the thing that I thought, and I remembered the days that I actually used to be like that, and how much freer I feel now that I don't care about it. And the only thing I could wish for you guys is the same feeling, but it requires intent, desire to change, and it's gonna be hard before it gets easy. So that's all I got for you, man. If it helped you in any way, shape, or form, you know what to do. Subscribe. Road to 1,000 subs. I'll try to drop some more monologues type knowledge, because I think it's more important than the content that I actually do on the video reaction side, or to me is better. but I know very few of you will actually stick to the end of these kinds of videos, especially that I'm just holding my phone while I'm walking. You know what I'm saying? So fuck with your boy.